Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is the finale of Call to Adventure. It has been a whirlwind of 5 days with, I believe this is our 8th game over the last 5 days. And looking down at that donation total, we are starting this game with $4,169.69. Nice. I am super excited to have all of you here around the overlay here, because if you tune in with us on Monday nights, you may be used to seeing all of these folks here as slightly different characters in our weekly Scribes and Scrolls the Candlekeep Mysteries. For tonight, they are all playing alternate versions of their characters. And Brooke has been guesting with us for what was, hey, can you come for a couple episodes? And has now been for like 2 months, has been guesting with us.
3 months. It was
3
my
months.
subscription anniversary.
Awesome. And this is the second to the last episode that Brooke will be with us. So we are so excited, Brooke, that you could join us all for this adventure that I'll be running tonight. Instead of Scribes and Scrolls, this is Crime and Parole. Couple notes up front. First off, the incentives have just been updated in the chat. We are offering, of course, during this game, advantage and disadvantage for any player or the DM for $10, $25 Wild Magic Surge, $25 to give me or any of the players that want to participate accents. For $50, Gary will compose a custom song on the spot.
Oh boy.
$50 is critical success to a GM or player of your choice. For $100, you can summon a helpful monster or an angry monster. And for $250, you can summon a dragon. Also, we have for $500, I will run Magical Miracle Beard Oil, a beard-themed one-shot D&D 5e adventure, either on stream or privately for you and 5 of your friends. There's also a $250 donation for Lloyd, the Jarl DM, to run an all-goblin mecha hack game. And I don't remember what the total is for Jay's game. Is that one in there still, Dwight?
It is still in there. It's not on the incentives as far as the stream elements goes, but it is in Tiltify as a selectable reward.
So there is a reward to get for Jay, Neophat 3, to run a Star Wars Shadowport adventure for you and some friends. Tamiko says it's $500 for that one. For this game that we are going to get started in just a moment, I have just told the players that I have every intention of trying to TPK them. And in the event they get knocked unconscious, it is meat grinder mode. All death saves are DC 15. So have fun with that. Please, everybody, just keep those donations coming in to help us to have some fun and shenanigans and wild magic surges and all that good stuff. And remember, only you can save Dwight's beard. If we don't get to $5,000 by the end of this stream in the wrap up at the end of the game, Dwight's going to shave his beard live on air, because he's got his clippers right there.
You were doing it live.
In fact, we might just leave this whole group up.
We'll
just leave this whole group here.
I need to be here
for the wrap up. So yeah. All right. Are you guys ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
I guess if I have to.
Yes.
All right.
I mean,
so
evil.
We open up on a massive arch of rock rising into the sky from the already tall cliffs, atop which sits a spire of a building. We are far to the north, about as north as you can go.
Oh my god.
At the prison known as Revel's End. We can see that there is a dock far below on the sea of moving ice, and there is a complex elevator system. Think Game of Thrones at the wall to bring people up. But the camera keeps moving up to the top of Revel's End, where we see a few spires of guard towers rising up. And there are some docks for airships. As we cut into a closer view of the top of the Revel's End prison, we see that there is a couple of guards that are standing here bundled against the cold. The wind is whipping at their cloaks and the fur around the hoods that they have pulled up. They are armed with heavy crossbows and shields and spears. As one of the doors at the top of this prison suddenly opens. And through that door, one, two, three, four, we see Vorn. You are being led onto the rooftop of Revel's End. You are in shackles, arms and leg shackles, and you are flanked by two guards, plus the guards that are already on top of Revel's End. What does this version of Vorn look like? Who do we see?
Vorn he wears black slacks. He's topless, of course. If and when he gets his armor back, it will just be one left shoulder with a strap that connects to a belt that he straps around his pants. He has long dreadlocks that, compass his whole head, and he has a full beard. And he has a scar across his face. And more importantly, his eyes look like they've been painted black, but it's really dried blood from his weapon, the blood axe. Every time he uses it, his eyes bleed red blood out of him, but they're dry to his face. So it's like a tattoo, like the crow, if you will.
You get the honor of making the first roll. Coming out onto the rooftop shirtless, I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, here we go.
Dies from exposure in the first 5 minutes.
I said I was going to kill you. I didn't say how.
That's right.
That's one thing I forgot to mention. In the event of character death, with the exception of a TPK near the end of the game, I might have something for you to do.
Okay. 11.
You're going to take 10 points of cold damage from the biting cold. You are in sub-zero temperatures right now. You can just barely hear behind you as the door is opened again, more guards coming out. It takes a moment for the next person coming out to have to sort of duck and move a little bit so that their massive shell can make it through the doorway. Callow, you are also bound with hand and leg irons, but you'll also have a pendant that has been placed around your neck that is creating an anti-magic field around you, preventing you from casting spells. What does Callow look like?
At first, it almost seems more like it's some kind of shambling mound when it ducks a moment, because on Callow's back, rather than the many packs and goods for cartography and demolitions, there is instead a series of growths of fungus, mushrooms, very disgusting plants that you've probably never seen the like of. Some are phosphorescent, and they grow in a chaotic just sort of mess all across the back of her shell. Her beak is very jagged. It looks like there is some damage done to her face. She has deep wrinkles beneath her eyes, and they're almost milky white. There's still a bit of yellow to them, but this turtle has seen some shit.
The next figure to be brought out onto the rooftop of Revel's End, you see that the guards are flanking what looks like a metal coffin, as a third figure, a spellcaster, is levitating this, or transporting this metal coffin on a tensor's floating disc. As it gets out into the roof area, they manipulate tensor's floating disc to tilt upwards, and this coffin is placed upright. The guards reach in through portholes on the side of this coffin with long poles that have clamps on the end of them in to go around the neck of whomever is in there. As the mage makes a motion, we see as from the bottom up, this coffin begins going opening up. Dwight, who do we see?
You see this old, gray-skinned, wizened elf with silver hair pulled back into a tight bun, the back of their head, and kind of a dark grayish purple leathers. Steps out with these, with these poles that are around their neck. Steps out of this coffin. Yes, you don't have to be so mean about this. You're lovely people. I don't want to upset anyone. This is really unnecessary. Oh my, don't you look nice? Looks down at just some random person in the front row.
Oh my God.
Watching. Yes, well, I would love to have dinner sometime. I am a bit predisposed right now, but perhaps when this is all over, we could get together.
If you don't shut up, I will permanently remove your voice, says the mage. As you hear a commotion behind you, and the doors again open up. 2 more guards flanking. Gary, who do we see coming out? You're muted.
Emerging out of the prison is a very tall, looks like a human with jet black hair and glowing yellow eyes. He's wearing a very pristine white lab coat, and his hands are gently clasped. He's about 6'10", weighs about 250 pounds, and his eyes are glancing down at all of the people below him. Seeing nothing of interest, he casts his eyes to the sky once again.
As the 5th and final person is brought out onto the rooftop of Revel's End, Gary, I would like you to make a perception check. Carrie, who is this last person being brought out?
So being brought out, you would see a person that stands almost as high as the person who just went out in front of her. Essentially just dressed like, do we have our clothes? Are we dressed in what we're going to wear or no?
You're dressed in whatever you want to be wearing.
Okay, sick. Then what I am
short
wearing,
of armor.
Yeah, right. I don't need that. Anyway, it's all like brown and black leather, but there's also like a significant amount of fur in her apparel, including very notably on one shoulder, the top half of the head of a wolf, and just like draped black fur all over. Very pale skin, ironically less scars than the audience would be used to seeing on Tira, but one very notable deep one that cuts all the way down into her cheek. one eye white with blindness from some injury or another. This person, she looks older than she should, and her face seems to be almost permanently twisted into a scowl, and she is just making a freaking scene on the way out here to the roof. She's just spitting and swearing and kicking, and it's not fun.
One of the guards gives you a shove from behind. Get up there with the others. All right. Here's how it's gonna go. All of you have been hand selected by the warden. You're gonna go by airship on a very special mission.
Oh, I love flights.
Once you get on board the airship, your pilot will brief you on the mission. You will have access to all of your equipment, and once you are in the air and well away from us, your shackles and your anti-magic fields will be released. In the meantime, get ready for travel. And he indicates over to the docks where you see this very large, sleek-looking, fully enclosed airship. It has almost looks brand new, this big inflatable airbag above it. You see that it has these slightly glowing arcane engines on it, and emblazoned in almost glowing blue letters. You see the name, the Phantasmal Force, emblazoned across it. As he points, you see the arcane engines. And this airship lifts up into the air and begins to take off without you. And behind it, you see an airship that you are not sure how it is still airborne. It has more patches than airbag. One of the arcane engines keeps going, and it keeps listing to the side. And in what looks like a child's writing on the side, it says, "The Stinking Cloud."
Oi, if you're going to send us on that, we won't even get to where you're sending us, eh? Is that the point?
Did you expect a limousine ride? Also, what's a limousine?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
The hell is that?
So I need all of you to roll me a D100,
Oh boy.
because thanks to the metallurgist one, you all get wild magic surges.
Oh god.
Also, thanks to Smokebeard and thanks to Gary's failed perception roll, nobody has noticed that on one of the towers behind you, an abominable Yeti has managed to climb up there, and suddenly this giant snow creature lands in the midst, completely crushing two of the guards. The rest of them begin to turn. All of you are still in shackles, have no armor, have no magic, and have no weapons. What would you like to do?
Shouldn't have messed with nature here.
Oh my god. Side note, Jake, that is not a typo. I did get
Yep, I see
one.
that.
Why
Okay.
not a
Okay.
D100?
So
Yep.
we're going to go in the order that you appear on the overlay.
Okay.
Gary, what does the professor do?
The professor will walk calmly toward the dock.
Sorry, that confused me because your other character is Doc.
I hadn't noticed.
That really don't. Wait, what do you mean? Okay. You're just going to walk towards the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. You rolled a 36. So I am using the Fey Folio's Feywild Weird Arcana to resolve these wild magic surges. As the professor begins walking. Where you have your shackles are sort of bound in front of you. And you feel your shackles suddenly release. And you feel something metallic in your hands. Your shackles have just turned into a flute.
He's going to look down at the flute. And as he gets to the dock, he is going to chuck it over the side and step onto the airship.
Okay.
And he's going to glance back at everybody who's still there. Shrug.
There's a musical theme as Kalo. What do you do? Keeping in mind that suddenly your voice has become a deep and sonorous baritone for the next 10 minutes, giving you advantage on charisma performance checks involving singing.
Sexy. Well, is this pendant around my neck still keeping me from casting any spells?
It is.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to withdraw into my shell and wait things out a moment. See what happens.
Buffering.
All right.
Slowly duck down so I just look like a big pile of spores and fungus.
Amazing. Amazing.
Mizya. Oh my gosh. Mizya may have just solved your problems. Mizya, what are you going to do first off?
So Misha just turns and looks at the big old smile on their face, looking up at this Yeti, starts to stomp with their right foot, kind of wiggles their backside. Whoa. But then kind of reaches down and from around their ankle pulls up something in their hand. And how far away is this Yeti?
How far do you need it to be? 20 feet?
I mean, at range. So yeah.
20 feet. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I will just kind of you see just quick flick of the wrist as I throw a dart at it.
Make an attack roll.
Apparently had secreted on my person somewhere.
Prison
It's a
shank.
23 to hit.
You absolutely hit it.
That is 5 points of piercing damage.
And because Revel's Inn is a dirty prison, it's also going to take poison damage from a staph infection that it immediately gets.
Classic staff.
And that's when you all hear this sound. As a cow falls from the sky and lands on the Yeti. I need you to roll 3d10, Dwight.
Yes.
That's exactly what it says, that a cow falls from the sky
I love the vibe.
and does 3d10
Money,
bludgeoning
big money.
damage.
19 points of bludgeoning damage.
This cow lands right on top of this Yeti, slamming into a pile of fur and black and white cow leather. As you just hear, and the Yeti begins just clawing at this cow.
Trying to peek an eyeball out at the sound of a cow.
Tira,
Yeah.
if scroll to the other end. Oh my gosh. Tira, all of your shackles are now, you're free of your leg and your arm shackles, but everybody around you appears to grow to gargantuan proportions as you are now tiny sized.
Yay!
You just go-
Oh,
And you're little teeny tiny fairy sized, I'll say you're the size of a gnome.
okay. Perfect. Being that I am the size of a gnome, I actually want to kind of look around at everybody who now appears gigantic and be like, yeah, I think I'm outclassed. And I want to run and follow the professor into the airship.
All right.
And keep in mind, running for me right now is still quite slow because it's like 10 miles in my leg space. Not quite, but you know.
Which leaves Vorn as the guards are trying to deal with this Yeti and now this cow, and you see random weird stuff happening to your fellow prisoners around you. A couple of them are making a beeline for the stinking cloud airship. You feel a surge from the blood axe, that just possessive form of this weapon.
Yeah.
Choose yourself, any one of your fellow prisoners, a guard, the mage, the cow, or the Yeti.
Guard.
One of the guards that is rushing in to deal with the Yeti, he sort of brushes past you. He was one of your guards, shouldering into you, transferring that magic into him. This sort of eldritch magic. And as you hit him, he suddenly goes, and he is a blur. He literally looks blurry. As he moves in, the Yeti can't focus on him. You have just randomly cast blur on this guard, giving him the advantage as he rushes in, and you just see this sort of blur as the spear starts lashing out and spots of blood are appearing on the Yeti's fur.
Yeah.
As the mage yells over at all of you, "Get on the airship! Go! We'll take care of this!"
Yeah. Vorn's gonna yell out, "Hey Tarvis, enjoy the gift. I got payback when I get back for you."
You see this blurry guard sort of look back at you, and he's like, "We'll see if you come back." He's all
Oh, Tarvis, I'm coming back for you.
Amazing.
And
Amazing.
he turns around, Vorn turns around, and the only thing that Vorn has besides a shirt off and is a necklace of his father's hair, like a lock of his father's hair. And that's because he took his head and he cut his hair off and he wears it around his chest. And he goes, "Yeah, I'll add you to the collection, bud." And he turns around and gets on the airship.
So under the ensuing chaos, all of you are able to make your way onto this airship, the Stinking Cloud. You see, as you get onto the airship, standing at the helm is what looks like a vaguely humanoid shape of a pile of rusty junk. And then it sort of moves and raises up in a jerky fashion, raises up a hand into a salute. "Hello and welcome aboard the Stinking Cloud."
Oh, you are adorable.
It's
I
like
like
the
this
Hall
one.
of Presidents.
As Vorn walks past, he immediately puts his hand on this thing's face. "Shut up!" Just keeps walking past it.
As you wish. I'll be your
That
captain.
makes me smirk a little bit.
I'll be your captain. Figure one, Prometheus. At your service. And you can hear the gears moving on this very rusty automaton how convenient. M is in chat. Since this is an alternate version of your characters, this is actually an alternate version of M's Dawnbringer's character that is piloting this ship.
Oh my God, Fig, dude. Why is its name not GIF?
You will find all your gear, and belongings under the seats next to your flotation devices. As Fig begins pulling at levers and cranks, and you can hear every one of these. You're not sure if it's the levers that are making the noise or just Fig's elbows and joints as they begin pulling at the gears and levers, and then the airship kind of sputters this poof, 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 and begins to pull away, and there's a momentary oh no, that's not good, not good, not good. Starts frantically pushing it at it's like the red button on a grill when you're trying to get your grill to start, but it won't start.
Yep.
As the airship begins listing heavily to one side, and then and it begins to lift up into the air. Whoo! Thought this journey was going to be over before it begins.
Oi, speaking of the journey being over, is there anything you can do about this? And we're still in shackles and stuff.
You're
right?
not. You turned
Oh,
tiny.
I'm not. Oh, I didn't know my shackles disappeared too. Great.
Yeah, that's why I said all your shackles, they didn't shrink. Just you
I
and
must
your
have missed it.
clothing did. So you are perfectly fine.
Great.
And you suddenly, as you're saying that, actually, by this point, the minute would be up, and you return to normal size as the airship begins moving through the air. Captain Fig says, I'm going to have to ask that you all please find something to hold on to. Anything but me. Please don't touch me without my consent.
I grab a hold of Doc's arm.
This
I'll try to find something attached to the ship.
Yeah.
Vorn like open up the chest, and he hears a cacophony of voices that all scream at once. Yes, we are with you, and you are with us. And he grabs the axe, and like blood, his eyes flash red as blood tears burn through his skin again, and then immediately turn black as like blood that dries when it hits air. And he picks up his axe and he just slams it into the deck of the ship, and he holds on to that as his weight.
Yes, this is all very dramatic. Well done. Why are you touching me, little elf?
Oh, well, that one told me to hold on to something.
Yes,
And
I'm
you
not the
seem
something
sturdy.
they intended. Oh no, I would have appreciated if you would unhand me.
Ah, well. Very well. You seem nice.
Yes, I'm generally a humanitarian in my own right, beloved by communities all across Faerun.
Well, then I shall beloved you as well. From over
No
there.
doubt.
And
Yes.
I'll move over and just grab a hold of something on the wall.
Yes,
see.
I think that's good for all of us.
Oh.
The professor is going
Yeah.
to seek out his goods. He's going to remove the anti-magic necklace. He's going to pick up his spell book. He's going to attend to his belongings, and he's going to say, yes, and he's going to take a seat very comfortably.
I grab a pipe, and I see Vorn, who I don't know is Vorn yet, grab his axe and start to weep blood, and you would see Tira going for her axe, and then just sort of be like, and then just grab a pipe on the side of the airship, like something solid, and then wait to grab her stuff.
For a moment, I want to interrupt and just say that I love you all, chat. You are amazing. The donations are rolling in. Gary, you're going to like this one. But all of you, as we begin our travel, every single one of you must now talk like badly lip-dubbed spaghetti Western characters, thanks to Hadrian X. That was
a lot of practice in this.
$125 to get all of you to talk in those accents, and our good friend D20 has a special instruction for me that I will get to in just a moment.
Oh my god.
As Fig begins to make adjustments on the console and says, this next part's gonna be a little bumpy. Hold on. And pulls a big lever. It looks like this lever looks like it was stolen off of a slot machine in Waterdeep. As Fig reaches up and pulls back on it, and you hear what sounds like the spinning and the bells of a casino, and Big just starts going, big money, big money, big money, big money. And you feel the entire ship, the stinking cloud, begins to vibrate. And a couple of what look almost like cannons rise up on the sides. And then those cannons split until almost like an X-wing going, locking S-foils into attack position. And then you see arcane blue energy shoot out in front of the ship. And a complex arcane sigil is woven in the air. And then you hear Fig say, "Arcane catapult active, release." And the entire ship goes boom and shoots into the sigil. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw as you travel instantly to this new location.
Oh my God.
Natural 20.
Gallo's got no trouble whatsoever.
I got a 14.
I'm very propped.
Wedged in.
Wedged. I'm wedged in and I ain't moving.
Tira goes flying ass over tea kettle towards the back of the airship.
Awesome.
I rolled a 19, but thanks to our good friend Ryan's disadvantage that he gave me, I rolled a 10. So
also, you're all supposed to be talking by like badly lip-dubbed spaghetti Western characters.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
roll a 10.
So
No.
I rolled a 6. So
That's on brand.
Yep, that's on brand. So Vorn goes oh no, as he flies back and then flies back against the bulkhead, against like the nearest wall, I guess.
I'm gonna look up to where the robot pilot or whatever it is and say, now where are
Brooke's
the
really
seat
committing.
belts in this your automobile? That's because my
It's
my
perfect.
stream's really bad.
Destiny.
It's
I have
true.
no idea what
I
you
went
said.
outside and made it windy just so I could just leave it then.
Amazing.
All right. Doc, Professor. How'd you do? You are muted. You're
Maybe
still
he's
muted.
not. Maybe he's just committed.
I said I was seated, so I don't know. I got 4, but I was seated, so I don't know if that gives me advantage.
No, that just makes you roll out of the seat.
All right.
You only get advantage if an ability gives you advantage or the audience gives you advantage.
I see.
So 3 of you go flying towards the back of this ship. As you do so, you all feel as if you have just walked out of a walk-in freezer and straight into the hottest kitchen in the Cormier Desert. It is and it is humid as well. It is bright sunlight shining, and it is hot and humid. And what was an endless snowscape of white is suddenly miles upon miles of rolling, not rolling, but very verdant rainforest. As your captain says, "Welcome to Cholt."
Oh.
You all know that was a distance of probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000 miles that you just traveled. You went from the far north to the far south. As I would like the 3 of you that went flying out of your seats to roll me a d20 and add your dex mod, just for fun. I'm gonna see what happens.
Just for funsies.
Is this? Can I get advantage on Dex effect against?
It's not a
things that
saving
I can
throw.
see? I was just making sure. Okay, just wondering, maybe. Nat 20.
And Vorn, what'd you
14.
get? Oh, that's right. You flew too. So Vorn, you have to roll 1 as well.
Yeah, Vorn rolled a power 12, as I always do.
Professor, this is so appropriate that it's you. D20 knows what I'm talking about. As you collapse into you strike the console with your large form and put a big dent in it. You see as the light blue glowing eyes of Figure 1 Prometheus, they suddenly go and they are now glowing red, like the Iron Giant when he goes into attack mode. And the voice suddenly changes, and you see a panel on the front of this Rusty Warforged that says Figure 1 in italics. Suddenly goes, flips over, and you see capital F, capital L, capital I, capital P. I'm going to have to ask that you watch what you're doing. You're damaging the console on my ship, and I will not stand for it.
The professor is going to stand up and he's going to brush himself off. And he's going to look down at capital F, capital L, capital I, capital P. And he's going to say, "You sound like an idiot."
It takes one to know one. You keep it up, and I'm going to make up a song on the spot and sing it for you.
That sounds like it would be very challenging and would bring people much joy. But I don't believe that you'll be able to do it.
What's your armor
Tira's lips
class?
start to move.
12.
Nothing happens.
Metal flip slaps you across the face. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
He has to extend his arm to reach up to you to slap you across the face. And there's another one where that came from.
I forgot I have to be talking like a spaghetti western character. Well, I reckon you still sound like an idiot. And that didn't hurt much. And just stop talking. You're gonna embarrass yourself.
Are you mocking me?
Yes, clearly I am mocking you. I'm mocking you because you are worth mocking. And at the same time, very easily mockable. If I had a D20 to add to the mockery, it would be delightful, because if I did, it would roll only ones, 20 sides of ones. That's what I have to say about that D20.
Flip.
Capital F, capital I, capital L, capital P.
Flip grabs the arm that's pointed at you and goes, and as he does so, his legs extend until he's as tall as you are. And he leans in real close and says, "You're gonna pay for that." And then pushes a button, and you just hear, actually he just turns his wrist and goes back down to normal size. At this point,
Now,
have all of you had time to gather your gear and any weapons. You have your anti-magic fields have been removed. I would like everybody to make me perception or investigation checks as you are looking out over this jungle landscape.
I just want to apologize because for some reason I thought spaghetti western meant bad kung fu movie. I don't know why.
Listen,
for the
did
dub
say
purpose,
badly
it basically, yeah, it's very similar for the.
Tira's
for the
lips
dubbing.
move and she says, "So long." I haven't said anything yet. So check
23.
15.
I rolled
And I
14.
dropped my die.
Also
no.
got a
Yeah, there it is.
You got a what?
partner. He's
f-
thinking.
14.
All right. And Voren, what'd you get?
It's perception, right?
Yep.
Okay, hold on now. Just hold your bridges. What do you know? Power 13.
All right. Who was it that had a 20 something?
Me.
All right.
Very.
So as you're flying over this jungle, for a moment, you see Flip, the eyes go and they transition back into this arcane blue, and the chest plate flips over into saying figure 1 again. But he goes like this to you, Professor. Now, if you would look out to your left, you will see the coastline of Scholtens. If you look out directly ahead, far in the distance, you can just make out the port city of Port Nyanzaru. That's just one Port Nyanzaru. If you look off to your right, you will see more jungle. And if you look immediately below the front of the ship, you will see the peaks of flame. And Kahlo, you see where there's this, what almost looks like a scar across part of the jungle. And in that scar, you see a land of ash and smoke. Because in the middle of this area are 3 volcanoes spewing black smoke. And you can see from this vantage point the molten rock, the magma and lava inside the calderas of these volcanoes. Along the edge of one side of it, you're probably about 1,000 feet up. You can just make out figures moving at the edge of the jungle as you see 2 of these figures locked in combat. One of them is a large lizard-like creature on 4 legs with bony plates all along its back and a tail with spikes all across it, that it is whipping at its much larger foe, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, this Stegosaurus, as this T-Rex just suddenly chomps into the head of this Stegosaurus. You see it throw its head back and forth, and the Stegosaurus's body goes limp. It places
Makes sense. Sorry.
It places one claw, big foot down on the Stegosaurus, and roars into the sky. Just picture that, the Jurassic Park moment of T-Rex roaring. But you notice, Kahlo, that behind the T-Rex is a roiling cloud of what looks like black with green lightning just spilling out of the jungle. As it roils up behind this T-Rex, you suddenly see something bigger, something big enough to make the T-Rex look small, lash out. There's a moment as this cloud, you just see this, and the cloud begins to recede, and all that's left is the lower half of the T-Rex laying atop the dead Stegosaurus as the cloud pulls back into the jungle.
The professor is going to glance over the side of the airship at the elegant combat dance between the T-Rex and the Stegosaurus, and he's going to say, no feathers.
Callow, it makes sense that I made this perception check because I'm looking at anything that is not in here because I hate being surrounded by all this technology between our pilot and this thing that we're on. So while I'm watching this, as soon as the fight ends, like the initial fight, the words that are coming out of my mouth are, "Ain't nature beautiful?" And then as soon as that thing comes out, I say, "What in tarnation?" And
Amazing.
attract your attention to it if you are not currently looking to see what that thing was, but it's probably gone already.
Yeah, I look out. I'm looking out the window. Just this in-flight entertainment has been magnificent. I don't know that between the fight and the dinosaurs, I have not seen anything so wonderful in quite an age.
Seeing all this silliness inside the airship, Tira goes over to Vorn, who she can tell has orc blood in him at least, and says in orc, said, "If all of these chuckleheads keep acting up, I say we kill them all and escape."
Vorn.
I say it in
reaches out-
orcish.
Yeah, Vorn reaches out to his blood axe, and the blood axe that he fell like 20 feet across from comes flying back towards his hand, like God of War, and and it hits his hand, and he goes, "How the heck do you know how to speak Orcish?" In Orcish back.
And you look to your left, and all of a sudden, Misha is standing there and says to you in Orcish, "Oh, I learned how to speak it many decades ago."
Ha.
That's
And
what you call a
Vorn
curveball.
looks back at Tira and goes, "Of course we'll kill them all." And he like he slaps the blood axe back on his back as his eyes kind of like slowly blood tears on both sides.
You know that time right here still.
I put my axe shrink on my back too, and I'm like, "Yeah, what about it?"
So dragons that can't fly and dragons that stomp and kill each other. Is that what we're here to kill? Lots of dragons? What are these things?
Speaking of dragons, chat, for $250, you can summon a dragon.
Good, you can summon a dragon. Doesn't the
Callow,
dragon have to be an accountant or something? I remember this vaguely.
that was in the other game.
Dang it. Ugh.
Callow,
This one's a lawyer.
next to you, you suddenly realize that figure one is standing right nearby and has just tapped you on the shoulder. "Pardon me. Do I make you nervous?
Didn't you just say something about not touching without consent? Now you're touching me?
Many apologies. I did not mean to make you uncomfortable. This is a situation I plan to remedy as quickly as possible. As figure one walks,
Don't talk to me.
very well, walks to the front of the ship, and these windows on this airship are like they're kind of like what you would see in a house, in a trailer, like in a trailer park, like a mobile home, where you just start turning a crank and some of the window slats start going up like this, and then kind of pushes them up to create an opening, and some of this hot air is wafting in. And he turns and he looks right at you, Professor, and the eyes go red, and the nameplate flips over to say flip. And then you see the metal sort of twist and reshape into a wicked smile.
Ugh.
"I sure hope you have fun trying to land this thing." As he steps out the window, looks at you, Professor, and goes, "Bye." And flip/figure one leaps out the window, leaving you with no pilot.
Oh no.
As the creature flips out the window, the professor is going to lean over and he's going to say, "You suck."
As you stick your head out the window to say "you suck,"
Gets taken off by the top of a palm tree. Dead.
let's see here. I need a D20. Does a 27 hit you?
Yep.
As you take 9 plus 7. You are going to take 16 points of slashing damage
Ooh.
and 6 points of cold damage as the abominable Yeti that was clinging to the airbag reaches down and slashes at you. I would like you all to roll initiative because
that
you're
the
fighting an
secret?
abominable Yeti above the jungles of Chilt.
Amazing.
Amazing. Amazing.
So good.
I love it. I love it so
19.
much. Nat 20.
Ah,
Dang. I love this one tonight.
And that abominable Yeti is still in play from Smokebeard's donation. You didn't think you were getting off that easy.
I kind of did.
All right,
Wow.
so for this, we've got the professor. You got a 15. Kahlo, you got a 19. Mizia got an 18. Vorn got a 21. What's Tira got?
Nat 20,
there you
which
go.
for a total of 20.
And the abominable Yeti has a 16. So, Vorn, you're first, followed by Tira, followed by Kahlo, then Mizia, then the Yeti, then Professor.
Are we above deck or below deck? How this all happens?
There is no below deck. Below deck is in the air falling from the ship.
We're just
I
inside.
gotcha. We're inside. Okay. And is in the abominable.
Yeah, in my
Yeti is
mind,
out-
this airship for some reason is more like a blimp. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It just
no,
is.
this works. and the Yeti is outside of
Yep,
the ship.
but it just slashed at the professor and seems to want to be getting inside at you.
High comedy. Let the beast in, and we'll kill it indoors. I'm going to yell towards this strange 6'10", 7-foot professor, as it is, and I'm just gonna yell, land the ship. We'll handle the beast. And I secretly find glee in that Tarvis is still alive, so that I can go kill him later.
Yes. Amazing.
My guard, possibly.
Yes, of course. We remember Tarvis.
All right, so I had to actually take action, right? I forgot.
Yeah.
the pontificate.
Yeah.
All right. As Vorn does.
Monologuing is
Vorn
not an action.
monologues.
Monologuing.
Yeah.
As Vorn
Monologuing
monologues.
is a free action.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. The Yeti's inside. Vorn is going to unsheath the blood axe. He hears the cacophony of screams that say yes, more blood, as he swings his blood axe upon the hand that just swiped at Doc or
Mhm.
Professor.
All right, make an attack roll.
Right. So
Middle of a fight is a great time to summon wild magic surges. Just saying.
Oh my
Please,
god.
please.
can we call
Please
it the
do
dragon
it.
right now? That's ridiculous.
It's also a great time to give advantages to some people and disadvantages to other people.
Where are you pointing
I'm
at?
pointing at Jake. I'm pointing at Jake, not Gary. I'm
in
trying
Zoom,
to shoot the
in
gap.
Zoom, it looks like you're pointing at Dwight.
I am looking at the overlay, sir. I am a professional.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So that's a 20, not a natural 20, but it's a 20 on
That's
the
gonna hit it.
Nice.
All right. And then we're gonna roll the attack here. And I do 12 points of slashing damage with the blood axe.
All right. You cut a swath into this thing's hand, and it is turning the white fur red as it is now. Well, that's just one attack. You have two attacks, don't you?
Yes.
Let's go. Absolutely. All right. we will swing again.
Absolument.
You know what I
Oh,
forgot about?
This one only got a 12. Does that hit?
12 does not hit. You catch the blood axe against the frame of the door.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
All right. So 12 points of damage.
All right. Oh, whoa. Okay. The whole screen went black for a minute. So that is going to be T-Rod. You are up next.
Okay. I would like to chop at this thing's arm with, first of all, I would like to rage. Secondly, I want to chop at this thing's arm with my great axe, please.
Yeah, go
Here
for
I
it.
go. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
Nice. Okay. Ooh, a T12. Why don't I use great axes more often? Hey.
Because they're awesome.
14 points of damage.
All right.
Ah! And then I do have one more attack. I want to try to hit him again. Oh, that's another dirty 20 to hit.
All
There
right.
you go.
Oh man. And that is 15 points of damage.
All right. Somebody's messing with my totals. It's Cole. Advantage. Oh, advantage to the Yeti. How much damage did you do?
I did
On the
14
second one?
damage and then 15 damage. Oh, on the second one, 15.
15. Okay. All right.
I hit him a good one. Do I
Yep.
sever his arm?
It's not severed his arm.
Dang it. Oh,
You're
well.
cutting into it pretty good.
Yes.
Callow, it's your turn.
How many feet away is this thing from?
This
where
thing is not
I
very
am?
big, so it's not that far. The ship's
Okay.
not that big.
I didn't think so. I'm gonna try to blind him. So I'm gonna cast blindness deafness on him. He'll have to make a
Alright.
Constitution save.
Constitution saving throw. That is going to be a 12.
That's a fail. Now
What does
his
it look
eyes
like?
can be
How do you
yellow.
cast blindness on
His-
this thing?
So it's just the same thing. I have those creepy eyes that are like yellow, white. So I'm just gonna hold out a hand, and then his eyes will get the exact same coloring on them, and he can't see anything.
All right. That's gonna bring us to Mizia. I don't know why I'm talking like it's
So-
Western. I don't have to.
So somebody's directly fighting, like engaged with this thing, right?
Yeah, there's like two or three
Two
people
people.
that are
Right,
engaged.
okay.
Two that are
So-
directly engaged with it.
I crouch down, and I'm wearing this long purple gray cloak that I've got it up over my head now, and I run in, and I reach into my belt, and I twirl these two. And they look almost like there's feathers on one end, but they're twin daggers with feathers, like feather counterweights on them. And I am going to two-handed fighting stab at this thing with my daggers.
Go for it.
That's going to be a 24
Yeah.
and a nat 20.
All right. So the nat 20, of course, is automatic max damage. And then roll your damage dice on top of that.
All right, so that's going to be 7 plus, so that's 14 total so far. And then on the regular hit, that's another 4. And then I'm going to take my extra 3d6 of sneak attack damage.
Which you did on the crit, right?
Yes.
So that would be
So that is
max damage.
automatic 18 plus another 8.
So 26 more. As you're beating at this now blinded Yeti, who is disadvantaged, but thanks to Cole Sparks, gets to roll straight up because the Yeti gets advantage, as there are now 3 in melee with it. So 1, 2 is Vorn, 3, 4 is Tira, 5, 6 is Mizia. It's Vorn is getting the first attack.
Vorn
Uh,
laughs.
actually, Vorn. Oh, it can't do that because it's blind. You're lucky.
Yes.
It can't do that, but it can attack. That is a 26 to hit. Which is going to deal 15 points of slashing and 9 points of cold to you. And then the second attack is going to be at Tira, which will be a 17 to hit.
That hits me.
So the slashing damage will be halved. So you, instead of 14, you'll take 7 slashing because you're raging, but you do take 10 points of cold damage.
Oof. Yikes.
And it is now
Okay.
the professor's turn.
Well, the professor is going to go to the wheel, and he is going to attempt to take control. And he's going to casually look over at the people who are fighting the Yeti. Just gonna shrug. And yeah. So what kind of check do I need to make?
You're gonna make a. Do you have by chance any kind of vehicle proficiencies?
No.
Then you're gonna make a straight up dexterity check as you try to
Dexterity?
handle this. Yep.
Okay.
I'll let you add your intelligence modifier. The professor's pretty smart. As you're trying to figure out how this thing works.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. 14.
As you quickly realize two things. One, you take a quick scan of the controls and you kind of see how everything's supposed to work. And you realize that there's this in the center of the console, there's this sort of cylindrical piece with teeth around it like a gear, where it looks like something was supposed to be slotted onto it. And you flash back momentarily to Flip throwing himself out the window, and as he was flipping you off, attached to his hip was the steering wheel to the ship. And there's a
gosh.
post-it note.
Oh my God.
There's a post-it note stuck next to it that says, "Suck on D's 20s." As the ship,
Amazing.
under the weight of all these attacks, begins to start to list forward and is now careening towards the jungle floor.
Oh my God.
You see the Yeti, the Yeti make a dex save, and that is going to be a 13. That's a fail. As between the blindness and all these attacks on it, and even though it got a couple swipes, you realize it wasn't really trying to hit you. It was trying to find something to grab hold of. As you see it clawing blindly, you hear this sound of, as the Yeti goes backwards like this, falling away, you see a big chunk of the canvas of the airbag in its hands, and it is falling down to the jungle floor. However, as it pulls away at this, you hear this this sort of air being released, and you now know why the stinking cloud is called the stinking cloud. I need you all to make a Constitution saving throw. That is going to be a DC 15 con save.
17.
Not even remotely.
I finally succeeded on a roll.
If you fail on this con save, you, as the ship is careening towards the jungle floor, you are vomiting and retching from the stench. Did anybody fail?
17.
I got a dirty
Me.
20.
So Callow, who should be immune to this kind of thing, it's not, you're not poisoned, you're just completely grossed out. This smells like hot soda and garbage. And so as the ship is careening down, what do you all do to try to mitigate or take control of this airship? Or do you? What do you
I
do?
assume I can do nothing, right? Because
You-
I'm just vomiting.
You spend this period retching, yes.
Is
Retching.
the so the thing that the like steering wheel was stuck to, is the base of it still there, or
Yeah.
or is it just okay?
Yeah, there's still a bunch
can
of
I-
other levers and buttons and professors standing there.
I would like
Yeah,
I would
go
like
ahead.
to
No,
check
you-
my satchel of things I've stolen
Okay.
to see if I have anything that we might be able to use as a steering wheel to replace the one that's gone.
I'll tell you what. We're gonna do a patented MTD Jake D100
Tell me
roll.
you have a steering wheel.
I'm gonna
in
say
there.
that there is a 20% chance you have
Like an
something.
entire steering wheel.
So there's a 20% chance you have something that works.
Okay.
I have rolled my
100,
number.
100.
If you roll this number exactly, then you have a steering wheel in your stolen possessions.
Oh my goodness.
If you get within 20, then you have something. A hubcap.
So if you
I
get-
rolled a 14.
I rolled a 1.
You have a hubcap.
No, because it's 20%, which means 10 on either side.
Okay.
So it would be either a 91 or an
Oh.
11 because it splits. That's how the sliding scale works.
Okay.
So you think you find something that would work, and nope.
You just
nope.
see
You're
me
just
frantically going through this satchel
Oh,
and just tossing
Misha is
things.
basically, oh my gosh, this parachute's a knapsack. All right, what were you gonna do, Tira? You started to do something with the.
I was gonna smash my axe into it and sort of use it like a lever and try to steer the ship.
Okay.
I was
you
thinking
can.
the same thing.
Wow.
I was thinking the
Great
exact same
minds.
thing.
Okay.
Great minds.
Okay. I want you
Orcish
both
minds.
to simultaneously make axe attacks on the console as the professor's standing there, and you each come in from either side.
Oh my god. This is gonna be like a Lady and the Tramp moment. 21.
Oh wow. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what I do here.
Well, I can see why they found themselves in prison. This is borderline
22.
idiotic.
Yes, 21 and 22.
Okay. So you both
Can we both,
simultaneously
yeah.
slam your axes into this sort of central gear thing. And as they do this, Professor, you suddenly realize that the two axes coming in from either side have formed a two-handled steering column that can be used to pilot this
Amazing.
ship.
Hold on. Vorn makes a quick eye contact with Tira and is like, in
Same.
another lifetime, this person right here is amazing.
I would like my lip would curl up and be like, I like you. And
Hell yeah.
That's what-
Yeah. And like we do like a forearm bump.
yes, 100% douche like they do in the NBA. And that's
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Team Chaos has struck.
oh no.
As you have this weird contraption attached, the out of the ceiling above your head, Professor, this what kind of like an air mask suddenly dropping down, except you realize it's like Fig/Flip's head on like a spring, like a reverse Jack in the Box, and it just says yellow moons, blue diamonds, and green clovers. Nobody's gonna get me Lucky Charms. And all of the lights on the console go
green?
bloop, 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 bloop. As now, you've got to try your best to land this thing. See if you can aim for the pot of gold. I have to sound like the Lucky Charms Irish accent. Thanks to Tamiko.
Phenomenal. Yes.
So now you get to make another check, but you can do so at advantage because of your allies with their axes. With all apologies to Lloyd, our Irish friend.
Bless your glorious green heart, Lloyd. We're happy to have you.
All right, so thanks for that advantage. I got 9.
Tira and Vorn, you see that the professor is really struggling to use your axes as a steering wheel. What would you like to do?
All right, Poindexter, get out of the way. Orc, you go down, I'll go up, and I would like start to like kind of shoot orders and like
Human,
Like-
you go down, I go up.
and
PG-13.
I would just
PG-13.
shake my head, and
I was
listen
telling
to
myself
him.
that. That's
Yeah,
Okay.
and I would
So wait.
yeah, I would jam down on the I would listen to Vorn. I would jam down, and we're kind of like working together, trying to steer this
Okay.
with our 2
right.
joysticks.
Vorn has no idea what he's talking about. He doesn't know if up or down is actually going to land this thing safely, but he's going to follow through anyway.
So I would like each of you to make this roll. You're going to make a
What?
dexterity check, not a save and throw. It's just going to be a d20 and add your dexterity modifier.
Oh God. Oh God. And
19. Let's go.
hey, good thing we're listening to you.
Hey!
Vorn, were you going up or down?
Oh boy.
We're just
I-
steering, bro.
Yeah, I'm compensating for. Wait, did I say Tyr go up or Tyr go down? What did I say to you, Tyr?
You told
don't
the human
remember.
to go down.
Okay, then I gotta go up. I gotta. I don't-
All of you need to make a dexterity saving throw, as now the stinking cloud is spiraling towards the jungle.
It's like a roller coaster.
It's like some kind of fantasy corkscrew.
Oh my God. 4.
All of us need
13.
dexterity.
10.
It's the Turtles Wild Ride.
Yeah.
Oh, 16.
Anybody
11.
that gets lower than a 15 is going to take some bludgeoning damage.
Oh no.
It's
Are we still
me.
talking Western spaghetti Western voices?
Nope, that was 5 minutes.
No, that's over.
So who
Speaking
got
of-
lower than a 15?
The
Me
professor.
again.
If you got lower than a 15, you're going to take... it's only 4 bludgeoning damage.
Could be
I think
worse.
Brooke should get halved because she's a turtle and she's
Oh.
a shell.
Oops.
So,
Hold on, I messed up my hit points.
you're getting smashed up against the sides of the airship, the stinking cloud, and suddenly everything goes green. It's all around you. Leaves are whipping in. And the whole airship begins crashing through the treetops, down through the canopy of the jungle, when suddenly it stops, and all of you are laying sprawled on what was the roof, the ceiling of the stinking cloud. But now, it's the floor.
Oi, who's not dead? Sound off.
Well,
I don't think I am.
that was a fun ride, yes?
No.
Oh, I had the best of times. I'm a little shook up, a little tweak on the back of the neck there, but I had
You
the
have
most
a very
fun.
positive attitude. Does it just come naturally, or do you make a decision?
Oh, I've been told I'm quite delightful.
Ah,
And you, like you hear a chuckle and then a laugh, then. Oh, those bastards! Of course they would drop us in the middle of the jungle. What is this? A death sentence or a mission? What have they?
I think it literally was a death sentence. There wasn't any mission. Now we just gotta survive the jungles of Chult, I guess.
Well, this
That
is much nicer than that coffin they were keeping me in, so I'm going to consider it a win.
And it's a lot warmer.
Why were they keeping you in a coffin? Can I ask?
Oh, it's probably because of all the people I stabbed.
You what?
I've killed quite a few hundred folks in my day.
Well, that's really something.
Yes.
And-
Well, I'm quite good at it.
I'm not seeing the coffin connection though.
Oh, it's to keep me inside where I can't stab at thee.
Oi,
Well, you-
amphibian. What were you in for?
I'm a reptile. Thank you.
Yeah. What'd you do? No offense, I ain't seen many turtles in my time in the old slammer.
Well, let's just say that sometimes nature needs somebody on its side. And they didn't like what I did when they were cutting into that forest.
Oh my god.
But
Wow. All right. Very cryptic. And I kind of like peek over the edge. I'm like, well, hey, smart guy. Any ideas on how to get down? Are we on the floor or are we jammed up in the trees?
The professor's going to look around and he's going to say, well, you're clearly speaking to me. Yes, there are half a dozen ways we could get down. How high off the ground are we?
You're about 50 feet up. Also, because I'm suddenly realizing at no point, because of the sudden influx of donations at the beginning and the appearance of an abominable Yeti, I never actually gave you the mission.
No, you didn't. We're just going with it,
Yeah.
Jake.
You also find a you find a small box with an arcane sigil on it, and it's a simple chatterbox spell. And engraved in the side of this box, it says mission briefing.
All right. Well, the professor will activate the box.
As you do so, like a jack in the box, the top pops open and tiny Flip pops out and goes, screw you! And then just starts singing, kill the lich, kill the lich, kill the lich, kill the lich, kill it dead. Don't forget its phylactery.
Oh my god! And Vorn like does like a typhoon spiraling sway and chops off the head of this box.
Point of clarification there, creature. It would have been helpful if you'd waited until it told us where the lich was. There are undoubtedly hundreds of liches all across Faerun and probably more than one in Chult. A direction would have been helpful, but I'm sure you'll figure that out all on your own, right?
The creature does not respond to you. It is not a creature. It is simply a recording.
I think the professor was talking to Vorn because Vorn said he chopped the head off of Flip.
Yeah, or whatever the box was.
Perfect.
Yeah. Flip in the box.
Just chopping the box in half.
Well, I'm pretty good at tracking. Maybe we can, I've never seen kind of a track that a lich makes, but hey, how hard can it be?
Oh yes, it's probably undoubtedly completely simple. The most powerful and intelligent creatures on this continent are quite likely to leave a distinctive track that you can follow through the jungles of Chult. That is a wonderful and astute supposition.
Tira's eyes narrow and she leans to Mizia. Is that sarcasm?
Oh, he's being quite the ass, yes.
Oi, you got something you want to say about it? What's your plan then, eh? Hey, Poindexter?
I mentioned previously my plan was to listen to the entirety of the message.
Well, that ain't an option anymore. So now what?
Yeah, it was saying kill the lich. I mean, it was just saying
what do we know about liches?
Well, apparently they can be killed, so we should go do that.
Hold on. We have our weapons, we have our power. Why should we? I don't know any of you guys.
Well, I feel as though we might be constrained by time, so we can stand around and just talk, or we can go kill the lich.
Vorn, as soon as you have this thought about just deviating from the mission, you feel your heart begin to seize up.
And Vorn clenches his chest. He's like, ah! Those bastards must have put a spell. Ah!
I'm sorry, you sounded like a cartoon character right there. Those bastards must have put a spell.
Yes, it's perfect.
I've been watching Gargoyles on
yes, Keith David at his best.
It's underrated.
Yes.
Oh, massively underrated. One of the best 90s TV shows.
I will say, for the purposes of this conversation and everything, you can take a short rest. So you can use hit dice to heal any damage you've taken so far. 'Cause you're gonna need
I will do
it.
Okay.
All right, so smart one over there. What do you call you, professor?
One.
Are
Mhm.
the all right? How do we find a lich?
Well, that's an excellent question. I can start by casting a simple spell and seeing if perhaps there's any residual auras. Alternatively, we can look about the ship and see if there are any additional clues beyond this flip in the box.
And coffin elf. What's your name over there? And Warren points over to Mizia. Okay, Mizia's not talking to me. All right, cast a spell. Let's see if we can find this lich.
One moment. All right, yeah. So I'll cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
How far does that go?
It's only 60 feet.
You're able to do that, and you do detect some magical auras from some of your companions.
So wait a minute. Wait. Do we all, at the very word of us going off of killing this lich, you all feel this, I don't know, pain, resistance?
I hadn't really thought about it. I was really
Why
far
wouldn't
away.
we want to kill lich?
I couldn't agree more with our turtle friend. And
What?
number two, I was like thousands of miles away from that prison when they found me. So if we don't do what they say we need to do, they're just going to find us again. And I'm guessing they won't throw us in a cell this time.
I
Right.
don't like it. What
Wow.
you say makes sense.
Yeah, the professor's going to look around and see if there are any additional clues as to where the lich might be hiding.
As you sort of look out and looking around, you notice that the trees that you are hanging from, you see a little bit of movement in them. Make me a perception check.
Uh, 13.
Terrible.
Nope. Wait. 17.
All right. You see a little yellow-skinned goblinoid creature swinging from tree to tree on a vine. Has leaves and brightly colored flowers arranged in a wreath around its hair. Leaves almost like a skirt. And then you start to notice more of them as one of the goblins swings closer, and suddenly you all hear this sort of chunk and just the slightest little as this little yellow clawed hand grabs hold of the edge of one of the windows, and then you see another one grabs hold of the edge of the window, and then a goblin face peeks up and looks at you and says in goblin, does anybody speak goblin?
No.
No.
Oh, I hate goblins.
You speak Goblin, Mizia?
I do.
Amazing.
The goblin, Mizia, you hear says, oh, hey, how's it going? You appear to be lost and in quite a powerfully dangerous predicament.
Oh, hey.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You wouldn't happen to know where we could find a lich, would you?
A lich. What is a lich? We don't have
It's
this word in goblin.
Super powerful undead wizard.
Undead, very powerful. Is that wizard? So that would be like magic, yes?
Yes, something like that.
The rest of you are hearing basically like Mars attacks.
We hear like lich.
But very pleasant. Yes. There is
something like that has it's been terrorizing us, and we've pleaded and pleaded for help. It wasn't until myself, I am of the Batiri Goblin tribe, and we appealed to the merchant princes of Port Nyanzaru, and they were ultimately able to get word that we needed help down here, only because this creature seems to be on a course to threaten Port Nyanzaru itself. We stay away from that place. We're more concerned about ourselves, of course, but that sounds like what you're looking for. A lot of us haven't really seen it, though. It's mostly we see it as a black cloud, like a storm, with green lightning in it. And death is left in its wake.
So, that way? And I'll just like pick a direction and point, like northwest.
Yes, it's already crossed a lot of the land of ash and smoke, and is heading toward Yelyok, which is our home. From there, it'll make its way to Port Nyanzaru. You must tread carefully in these jungles, for they are full of undead.
Yes, but that sounds quite dangerous.
And
thank
thunder
you much
lizards.
for your- Thunder lizards. Right. Well, thank you for your help. We must be on our way.
Is it
Are you
going to
done?
attack us?
What
What's
is
going
saying?
on?
Are you done with this thing? Kind of gestures around at the ship. The airship.
Oh, well, I don't think it's going to fly anymore, so fair trade.
Excellent. He turns off to the side, looks down at the rest of the goblins, and yells, "Uchi!"
Wait, is it going to attack? Are they going to attack us?
I will turn back to the group and start relaying what this goblin just said to me, but in goblin.
So what the rest of you see while Mizya's doing this is dozens of these yellow-skinned goblins begin swarming the airship. Vines are being wrapped around window sections, and moments later, a rope ladder made of vines is attached to the window that leads all the way down to the ground.
Oh.
Warren immediately says, I guess we're walking back.
And about that point, I will realize that I've been talking in goblin, and then I will say, "Oh, pardon me, I got caught up." Yes, they've given me some good information, so I've given them my airship. I figured it's not
Wait, hold on.
airworthy
Your
anymore,
airship?
so... Well, it crashed, so I don't think we're going to be flying it home. We'll have to find some other way to get back, should we survive.
Fine, whatever.
Anyways, this way, and I'll start explaining.
The airship is already starting to list a little bit as pieces of it are being pulled away even as you speak. One goblin is standing at the open window and just sort of holding its hand out, gesturing to help anybody, and you are all able to climb down the rope ladder to the jungle floor below. From up top, the goblin turns to look at all of you and says, Mizya, you hear, thank you for this. This will help us out, and we do hope you find the lich. Please, I hope you don't die.
So cute.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Toodaloo.
I still don't trust it.
What don't you trust?
That seems like a you problem. Come along.
Yeah.
We do a Star Wars wipe transition as
Nice.
you are all
Yes.
trudging through the hot, sweaty jungle. It is so muggy. It is it has that feeling like either it just rained or it's going to rain, but it does neither of those things. It's just wet. You're damp.
I'm okay with that.
Somebody,
It's lovely out, doesn't it?
somebody, I
I
don't
could just
care
walk
who,
in this
roll me
all
a
day.
D100.
Brooke,
I'm
penultimate
doing
game.
it. I'm doing it. 69.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Let's see. What does that? Okay. As you're all trudging along, you see you begin to have this feeling like you're being watched. The jungle is starting to feel close around you. The humidity's bad enough, but you've noticed that the foliage has become even denser. And everything is almost this dark green, as light is struggling to penetrate through the lower layers of this canopy. You've also noticed that the sounds of birds and other creatures have started to become more distant. This area around you is ominously quiet. Then you hear-
Everybody stay on your guard.
Then off to one side you hear, everybody make me a perception check.
11.
16.
9.
20, 22.
Mizia,
19.
you see flanking you on either side of this section of jungle you're moving through. You see large yellow eyes peering out, and then you see a hand grab at the side of the trunk next to it, and then another hand, and on the other side you see a third hand, and then a fourth hand, as a giant white Garrulon, a four-armed gorilla-like creature, is looking at you. And then you look over to the other side and you see another one looking down at you. Its lips curl back away from its teeth. And Tira, you begin to see this, but before you speak, for the next several minutes, you are a Disney princess.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. I would so I see the Garrulon you said, is that what it is?
There's two of them.
Okay. Say, everyone, it's time for us to be on our guard. There are two Garrulons stalking us in the shrubbery there. So, bird friends, come to me. And I am trying to get my animal friends to
Make an
join
animal
us in the
handling
fray.
check.
Oh my god. Let's go. Let's go. 19.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Crows.
As you roll
Maybe.
this 19, you are flocked by several parrots.
Amazing.
That come
yes.
just flying in, and some of them land on your shoulders, some land on the trees near you, and you hear just a lot of squawking, and you hear a couple of them are speaking in that sort of goblin gibberish, and
awesome.
one of them lands on your shoulder and goes, "What you doing?"
Well, animal friend, we're getting ready to fight those Garrulons. So, when you're ready, attack. And I'm hoping they will help us somehow.
Forget the monkeys. What? Bigger problems.
Okay.
Maybe we can just get past them without fighting them.
You all feel the ground beneath your feet begin to rumble.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
And the trees around you begin to shake, and the ground becomes a little unsteady, and then it starts shaking even more violently. And I need you all to make a dexterity saving throw as several of your parrot friends take to the air,
Oh no,
flying around you, Princess Tira.
man. 11.
If you roll under a 15, you fall prone.
Dang it.
Help, I've fallen prone and I can't get up.
I'm going to use one of my symbiotic entities to channel magic into my spores and make them grow and come a little bit alive around me.
Wow.
Just to be ready, because I'm worried it's coming.
I got a 19.
17.
I am prone.
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
What? He's coming!
Oh my god. I want to scramble up. Are we in
Yeah.
initiative?
No.
I want to scramble up.
Because you notice that at this ground shaking moment, the Girolons, they begin to look around, and suddenly they leap from tree to tree and are running away from you.
I imagine the shot is very like Tira goes thunk and is like laying on her stomach and sees like little stones going.
Yep.
I'm gonna ready my halo of spores. If something comes out at us, I'm just gonna punk.
I'm gonna try to
Bam.
hide in the underbrush as well.
Okay,
Nearby.
make a hide check, stealth check.
That's a 33.
Okay, you are hidden.
All right. Vorn runs up to Tira and he shouts to her, "You speak orc, then act like an orc," and kind of like pulls her up
Ooh,
if
okay.
she can.
You help me. I am now on my feet, and I like, and I beat myself on the chest, and I'm like, I just don't know. I'm just not feeling it. I don't know what the deal is.
All
Something's
of you.
weird. Something's wrong.
That in the wake of the Girolons leaving, you notice that it has gotten even quieter. You barely hear the sound of insects buzzing.
Vorn is going to take a deep inhale of the air through his nose, see if he can smell the direction.
Make a perception check. And I would like everybody to make a perception or investigation check.
Ooh, dirty 20.
21.
26.
27.
21.
Ha
All right, I heard a 27, a 26, a 21,
Dirty 20.
dirty 20. And what did you get, Kahlo?
21.
Wow. Everybody rolled over a 20.
Whoa.
Like that.
Gary. I'm going to drop something in the chat for you. But if the others see it, then they see it. But I'm going to drop it just to you. As all around you, the rest of you, all of you, notice where you are frozen still, listening, smelling. Vorn, you smell blood. You smell the kind of blood that is associated with a recent kill and with wildlife, something you would associate with wolves or bears having just taken down wildlife. And from your hiding spot, Mizia, you see what looks like these large reptilian creatures walking on two legs. They are moving with tiny clawed arms held up close as their elongated heads are peering through the foliage. They make barely a sound other than to look across at another one and go And as it turns right near you, Mizia, where you are hiding, you see it move by, and then you notice that a large swath of its leathery skin is peeled away, and you can see the maggots writhing in the flesh beneath, as all around you, moving near your group, are 5 Velasa zombies.
Oh, wow. Wow.
They are each going to see if they can detect you. Now, they can't detect Mizia, because none of them can roll higher than a 30, or high as a 30. Callow, I would like all of you to make stealth checks. And I'm going to say do so with advantage, because you all rolled 20 and above on your perception to notice
18.
them coming.
God, 8 with advantage. 8.
All right, so Callow.
18.
18.
Hold on. Callow. You got an 18. It does not see you. Tira. What did you get? An 8, you said?
8.
Okay, this one
Yep.
sees you with a 13. What'd you get, Professor?
18.
You see one kind of looking in your direction and then looking away. Vorn, what was yours?
18. And I hate that I'm rolling so nicely on these rolls.
This one rolls a 21. So Vorn
Nice.
and I think it was Tira.
Tira, yeah, perfect.
Suddenly, you realize that you've been spotted as the brush suddenly begins to part, and these Velasa zombies come charging at you, and they leap into the air. And I need Vorn and Tira to make strength saving throws.
Can I use my reaction that I had ready?
You absolutely
The halo
can.
of- The halo of spores would go off if they jumped in 10 feet of me. So
Yep.
Oh,
they would, I'd be surrounded by these invisible necrotic spores, and I unleash them towards them. So it needs to make a constitution saving throw.
I got a nat 20 strength saving throw for a total of 26.
Okay, so this thing crashes into you, and you're able to sort of push it to the side as it fails to knock you prone.
Nice.
What about you, Vorn? What'd you get? Oh wait, it's got to make a con
20.
save on the. Is it both of them or just the
Yeah.
one?
It's just one. I think
It's a
let's see.
13.
To unleash them on a creature. That is a fail, so it's 4. I don't know if it will do it because it's necrotic damage and it's undead. So
It is not resistant to necrotic damage
okay, so 4 damage.
or immune to it. 4 damage.
Mhm.
Oops.
Its spores burrow themselves inside.
All right, so that one takes 4. Vorn, what'd you get for your strength save again?
As Vorn feels the thrill of the fight in the eye of the tiger, he rolls a 23.
Nice.
You also manage to stand your ground. You get kind of shoved back about 3 feet as you brace with the blood axe, and this thing just lands on the ground in front of you. And I need you all to roll for initiative.
Yeah.
Yo.
So
Let's
I
go.
did put it in the chat, Jake. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I wanted to attempt a sneak attack if I saw that they caught
Because you
wind of
are
our group.
hidden, I will let you, regardless of the initiative order, you will get
Mhm.
1 sneak attack on them.
Okay. Cool.
On the one that's nearest you. Basically, it's a party. You each get 1 Velasa zombie to deal with.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I need to change the music to action. Where'd my music go? I can find it.
What is the dollar total at right now? My thing doesn't have good enough resolution.
$4,785.99.
We're like
Wow.
215
$215.
Yeah, 215 bucks
Yeah.
away from saving Dwight's beard.
Save the
Oh
beard.
my gosh. so
Hashtag please
close.
God save the beard.
Okay, so I'm gonna do it this way. So they each get. Okay. That's going to be 2. And
I think time has expired on the princess voice, so I'm going to go red again.
Go.
Wow. Or I could just go all of the
I'm
colors.
gonna go rave. I would like to rave.
I would like to rave.
Oh,
oh, that is
Oh, that's
awesome. I love that.
I love it.
Phenomenal.
I would like to
Glow sticks.
rave. Okay. Professor, what you got?
13.
13 for the professor. Fallow.
I had a 4.
4. Mizia.
15.
15 for Mizia. Tira.
12.
Vorn. You're muted,
7.
Vorn.
Got a 7.
No, 7.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
A
7.
7.
Yep.
And we're at a 10. And a 16. Okay. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. All right. So something goes first. And I don't know why that 18 music always comes in. Something goes first, followed by Mizia is going to go second. Then the professor, then Callow, then the Velasa zombies, then Vorn, and Callow. You're gonna go last. Mizia, you get 1 free surprise attack on your Velasa zombie.
Okay. So yeah, you see that I just leap out from the brush onto the back of this Velasa zombie in front of me, and I'm going to stab at it with my daggers.
All right, make your attack.
Yep, that's a 15 to hit
Stab at me.
That is a hit.
and an 11 to hit with the second one.
The second one's gonna miss, but the first one's gonna hit.
Okay, so that is that's 4 piercing damage on the first one. I'm going to get sneak attack damage. It's a surprise round. That is another 8, so 12 damage total.
Okay. Yeah, you sink in into its thick leathery hide, failing to do any damage with the one knife, but the other dagger cuts in where the flesh is already torn apart. And now we are in full initiative order, as besides the Velasa zombies all around you, you hear actually from the direction to your left, to the west, you hear, and you see a thick black smoke begin roiling through with green lightning crashing in it as something is moving towards you. And that is going to be, I just minimize that for some reason. I need to look this one up real quick. I have so many things looked up. For this, oh boy. All right. As this begins, this cloud of storm begins to move forward. It just begins to permeate around all of you when suddenly a massive form crashes through the trees. And I'm going to roll randomly to see who it is going for. And I rolled a 1, which means Mizia. As something comes flying out of here, it is going to be a 19 to hit you, Mizia. As you feel massive jaws and hot, disgusting, rank death breath as you take
Get
I
breath.
love it. We are children.
You're going to take 1, 2, 3. I only get 3 sets of dice out. All right. That's going to be 7, 13, 17 plus 1 more. 29 plus 7. So you're going to take 36 points of piercing damage, and you are grappled.
Jeez.
As you all see Mizia just get something that just this massive head just comes in and just
Well,
and lifts Mizia up, and it withdraws back into the storm cloud. As it does so, it spins around, its tail knocking trees over. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be Vorn. As it tail attacks you, that's an 18 on the die, so that's 28 to hit.
Ooh. Ooh.
2.
You're-
Totally whiffs all the way around Vorn.
That's going to be 13 points. Sorry, 20 points of bludgeoning damage as the Tyrannosaurus Lich has just entered the fray.
oh my
I
god!
love it.
Awesome.
I love it.
I would like everybody who has seen this thing, with the exception of Mizia, because you're kind of caught in the jaws, to make a history or nature check.
Nature.
Yeah. I
22.
rolled I got a 1, but it's not a natural one. I just have a negative 5.
12.
Anybody get higher than a 15?
Yes,
No.
22.
You know that you have read legends of the Tyrannosaurus Lich. You have heard tales of scientists and artificers that were doing cruel experiments in creating these kinds of things. And there was one doctor from Waterdeep that incorporated a failsafe into the Tyrannosaurus Lich. Embedded in one of its vertebrae is a single mosquito with the blood of the T-Rex in it, and that is in amber, hidden in one of the vertebrae.
Yes.
It is its phylactery, and the only way to truly kill a Tyrannosaurus Lich. And I said Callow twice, but I did mean Tira when I said Callow the first time.
Yes.
Super. No worries.
So,
I have double in it, and
No, you can go twice.
all
It's
right,
fine.
we're gonna
I just-
move quick. We
Legendary
have 30
action.
minutes left. We only need
All right,
$215.
to die or kill this mosquito.
So it
Let's
is
go.
now. It is now Mizia's turn. You can fight this thing from within its jaws, or you can try to escape.
I need this thing to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
DC 13.
All right. It gets exactly a 13 on the die, which gives it a 19 total.
All right, then nothing happens on that then. So, yeah,
You
That's all I
attempt
got.
to
You-
cast a spell on it.
I attempted to cast a spell. It did not work. That is my
Okay.
turn.
All right. So that's going to take us to the professor.
So before the professor begins his work, he feels inspired to sing a song, as if he was singing to someone in particular by the name of Hadrian X. Is everybody ready for this? And you may not believe it, but I just wrote this shit right now.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
All right.
I'm
Let's
ready.
go.
Let's
All right.
go.
Here we go. I can show you the beard, lustrous, glimmering, manly. Tell me, chatters, now when did you give up on our friend Dwight? I can show you a face, weird, misshapen, and scary. Chin and cheeks not so hairy. It's a face you won't recognize. A whole new Dwight.
A whole new Dwight.
A face not even his wife could love. No kids will stay at home, content to roam, because his face is alarming. A whole new Dwight.
A whole
A
new
whole
Dwight.
new Dwight.
A face his mother wouldn't love, but you can make a change, prevent that shave, that you can save our friend, big bearded nerd.
Da, da, da.
Oh, thank you,
I am
Hadrian X,
floored.
for making that
I would
happen.
That's
I would
worth your
throw
money.
my bra at you if you were closer, Gary.
Amazing. Amazing.
So
Somebody clip that.
So that is what I am. Thank you, Hadrian X, for doing that, because I say this is an experience you will not regret, because I just wrote that right now. So thank you very much for that donation. Thank you for trusting me with your $75. Yeah, that's what you get for a singing donation from me. Okay.
It's like multiple verses.
That
Yeah,
was incredible.
seriously, there was a coda.
All right, you've slayed us.
God.
Now try to slay the Tyrannosaurus Lich.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's see. What's the professor gonna do? Okay. Okay. So I have some information as it doesn't say that we'll do it. Okay.
Do
Mother Trucker.
Kill him.
Okay. Just going to we'll use a. Is the Lich and the Raptors sort of in the same area? If I dropped a fireball, would I hit all of them?
No, the Veloci zombies are basically kind of surrounding all of you and engaging with you. The
Okay.
Tyrannosaurus Lich has actually receded back into the storm cloud about 25 feet away from you.
Okay. Would I still be able to target the thing with a spell?
Do you have to see it?
Probably.
Because if you have to see it, then no, because it's obscured. It's heavily obscured in this cloud, which also reminds me, Mizia, you were pulled back into this cloud, which means you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
It's a 14.
Let's see. Its spell save DC is. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Its DC is 15.
Yeah, of course it is.
So that's going to be 2, 4, 8, 16, 22 points of poison damage from the cloud kill.
Cloud kill.
The Tyrannosaurus Lich now has a decomposing corpse in its mouth.
Mizia is
Oh.
unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, death saves are
Mhm,
at DC 15 going forward. So, what are you doing, Professor?
Well, okay, I'm gonna. So, are the Velociraptor zombies grouped up? Can I fireball some of them?
They're literally surrounding you, so no.
Okay. Alrighty.
I would say you could get any two, but you would also be at risk of getting those individuals caught in them unless you targeted Mizia's, because Mizia's been grabbed by a T-Rex.
Okay. Oh gosh.
About 20-ish, 25 minutes left to get your $215 worth of donations in to save the beard.
Save the beard. We're so
It's
close. Come on.
so tight. Yeah.
Like, this is what you could be in for. You don't want to see this.
All right, I'm
Seriously,
going
just
to-
look up Doug in Texas on Twitter and see
Yeah.
what he wrought.
Oh,
I'm going to use a
right.
chromatic orb
Okay,
at second level on one of the
sure.
one of the things.
Is that an attack roll or a save? I
It's
don't
an
remember.
attack roll.
I mean, I'm just
Uh,
going to say too. Oh, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Gary.
21.
That is going to hit.
Okay. It's acid. Need more D8. Now you can go, Dwight. I have to find D8.
Yep. So if you were to donate $250, you could add a dragon to this Lich fight,
Yes.
save the beard,
Yes.
and get a mecha heck game run by me for you and 3
My
of your friends.
God, what a deal!
That is a deal.
It's
That
true.
is a deal.
That's the bundle, the MTD bundle.
20
Bundle and
points
win.
of acid.
20 points of acid. What does it look like when you dissolve one of the Velocizombies?
The professor looks unamused and says, well, hopefully somebody else does something.
All right. That's going to be Tira.
Awesome.
You are up.
I would like to rage, and I would like to. Well, hold on. Here we go. I would like to rave, and I would please like to attack this Velociraptor.
All right, go for the
me.
Velocizombie.
Here I go. Ooh, 25 to hit him.
That's a hit.
Sick. Okay. That is 9 points of damage on him.
First, all right, you do 9 points
And
on
then-
your first attack.
I'm gonna do it again. I feel like Mario when he eats the star. Okay, here we go. One more. Oh my God, 25 again to hit.
Yeah.
Let's go. And then, ooh, that's better. 15 points of damage on the same one.
Okay. So 15. Yeah. How do you kill this one?
Nice. So I imagine as this thing is still like kind of rushing at Tira, her first swipe just goes shink and like cuts one of its feet off. And then as it's like on its back and like struggling, she would just walk up and be like, you missed. And then just go whack like down on him. And you just see like a splatter of blood. And yeah, that's my turn.
All right. That is.
Dun.
There is a terrible roaring sound, and for a moment you see out of this cloud of storms, you see this. You saw from above how big the T-Rex was that took down the Stegosaurus. This thing is like 4 times the size of a T-Rex. As it rears up out of the cloud, a dead Mizia, an unconscious Mizia, hanging out of its jaws, it roars into the sky, and you see as the remaining 3 Velocizombies, they collapse, and necrotic energy moves from them and flows into the Tyrannosaurus Lich. And then there is this sudden as it is going to cast as a legendary action. You know what? There's 18 minutes left. Sorry, it's going to bite down on Mizia. That is an automatic crit, and you have 2 failed death saves.
Oh, well,
As you watch it just chomp down and bite onto Mizia, you see blood leaking out around its jaws, tiny little drow hands hanging out of between
Oh
its
my
rotting
God.
teeth. That was its legendary action, so that is now going to be Vorn. All the Velocizombies are dead. All that's left is the Tyrannosaurus Lich.
And it's bit down upon Mizia, right?
Yep,
on
Mizia
the
is dying. Mizia's in its
Yes.
jaws.
Yes. Vorn is going to run, jump, shout, scream, wield his axe over his head, blood bursting out of his eyes as he's going to swing down upon the eyes of
The head is way up in the sky
30 feet in the air.
because it had
Oh, but
previously
it's
dragged
down.
Mizia, it had bit them, and was
Oh,
holding
okay.
them in its jaws.
Okay.
So you can
Are
still
his
attack
legs
it.
on- are
You can
his
attack its
on the
legs.
ground?
Yep.
Oh, then I'm cutting the Achilles heel.
All right.
I'm going to
I
swing.
need you to
and
make a
chop it up
Constitution saving throw as you rush into the cloud kill.
12.
How many hit points do you have?
All of them.
Uh,
I
you,
have like I got 46, I think.
you were going to take 6, 13, 18. Hold on. 18, 22, 24 points of poison damage.
No problem.
As you rush into this, and you can now make your attack
Oh my god.
Let's go.
at disadvantage
Okay.
because it's hard to see inside here. Chat, you can donate to give them advantage.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, Chad. There
Okay,
is
here
a
we
slight
go.
delay.
Disadvantage, you say?
Yep.
It matters not. Let's go. Before I can roll disadvantage. A 9 probably does not gonna hit. It's not gonna hit anything.
The first attack is going to miss as you rush in and suddenly are hit with this just powerful poisonous gas, but you have a second attack.
All right, and then I'm gonna sweep around and throw it again. Ooh, nat 20 plus 7.
Woo!
All right. So whatever your damage is automatically max, and then roll your damage die and add to that.
All right.
So that would be what, 12? What's your bonus to hit? Or your damage bonus?
it's
4?
For the axe, it's d12 plus 4.
So you'd have to do 16 and then roll the d12 again.
Gotcha.
But he's a half orc.
Which is what, I forget what that is again.
It's an extra. It's 2d12.
It's 2, yeah, sorry. So yes, that'd be 28 plus 2d12 because you're a half orc and you scored a crit.
So the first d12 is a 20 because it's 9 plus 11. with my strength.
Nope, you're not adding anything else to it. You've already added all your bonuses with
Just
the
regular
28.
D12. Gotcha.
So you roll the d12, and what did you get?
That's gonna be a 12 on that first d12.
Okay. So that's
Yes.
40.
And then the second d12 is going to be a power 3. That's how we do it. As
Okay, here's the thing. So you just did a total of 43 damage
Wow.
because you crit.
Wow.
on a
So
60.
first off, it has to make a con save versus 22 to maintain concentration. It fails, so the cloud kill dissipates. Also, what is under your blood axe abilities? What does it say the saving throw is if you hit a creature that is under 100 hit points?
If it's under 100 hit points, I think it dies automatically.
Nope, it has to make a save of some kind. I just don't remember
Oh,
what.
hold on. Let me look. Sorry.
It's the Soul Reaver ability.
Yes. If your critical score hits against a critical creature fewer than 100 hit points, and it must succeed a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
Okay,
Or be
I'm
instantly
going to,
slain.
don't say what it does yet, because you might get to narrate something cool.
Spoiler.
Surprise.
I am
It's a
going to
surprise!
roll a d20. In fact, I'm going to roll my AtCon d20. There is a con bonus for its save of 7.
Ooh.
So I get to add 7 to what I rolled. And I rolled.
Wait.
What?
I'm imposing disadvantage on your roll for $10.
Have you donated it yet, or are you just gonna?
I'm just paying it now. Fuck, it takes a second.
So
Jesus,
fast.
Okay.
I thought the internet was faster in
So
Canada.
There it
because of that, that went from a 23
Let's go.
on its saving throw
Mm-hmm.
to an 11.
Oh!
It had, because of your first attack, it had less than 100 hit points. Vorn, what happens when you use the Soul Reaver ability?
As Vorn slides under and does a kind of a like a twirling around 360 slash upon its ankles and cleaves off the foot of the object, it quickly dissipates as Vorn's eyes turn blood red, and it quickly covers his face like a Batman mask as all the blood like turns black on it, and the soul of this giant creature sucks into the giant blood axe. And for a minute, there is like blood red energy all around the axe and all around Vorn as the creature dissipates.
And
falls down.
as Vorn sucks the soul of this creature into his axe, the professor is going to walk forward, and he's going to be C6, C7, C8 mosquito, and punch the mosquito in the vertebrae of the corpse.
You punch into the vertebrae, and where this vertebrae was, there is an amber vertebrae instead that punctures out through the rotten skin, and there you see, encased in the amber, a large mosquito. Already you can feel the vibration of the skeleton of this Tyrannosaurus lich beginning to quake as it is struggling to try to revive itself. What do you do? And also, Tomiko has just saved the beard and brought us over the limit.
Yeah!
Also,
I'm not kidding. I wish I had my heart rate monitor on, because it's over. My heart is well over 100.
with 10 minutes left by 99 cents. Don't let that stop you. There's still 10 minutes left just because they knocked down the lich. This isn't over. We got a lot to resolve in the next 10 minutes.
Yes.
But thank you all, and thank you to Miko. We have crossed the $5,000 mark.
Oh.
Cari has rolled a D100 because M donated for a wild magic surge. Tira, as
thank
Vorn
you.
claims the soul of
Great.
this Tyrannosaurus lich, and the professor is working on the mosquito encased in amber. All of your hair turns to snakes,
Oh, uh-oh.
and you have complete control over them.
Cool.
Also,
I
Tomiko has
Okay.
asked that everybody do wild magic surges.
Yeah.
I command the
that-
snakes to go up in a mohawk. Do I have to make a second one?
Yes.
Another? Okay.
Every single one of you must make a wild magic surge. So roll a D100.
I got a one now.
32.
Reroll the one because we've already had a one.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had a one.
Hey, twin.
Okay, so we've got, let's go with Ricky. What do you got?
29.
29. So we're going to see Vorn, who's just absorbed this soul and absorbs this wild magic for the next 10 minutes as this zombie lich tyrannosaur soul is almost too much for you to hold in this blood axe. The voices are silent, and all you hear is the sound of distant wind chimes.
Mm.
Brooke, you re-rolled and got a 7.
7.
As you take a step forward, you hear a metallic clinking sound. You look down to find 10 gold pieces lying at your feet.
Hey.
Lucky day! They're all on heads.
Huzzah.
Cari, what was your second one? 74?
My second one was a 74. Yeah. The snakes are standing up right now.
Oh,
and they're
I want
awesome.
you to roll a D6, re-rolling sixes. Gary is 1, Brooke is 2, Dwight is 3, you are 4, Ricky is 5.
Oh, fitting. I rolled a 4.
Your intelligence is now a 1.
No.
For the next minute.
Oh my God.
All of your mohawk snakes just fall limp and start drooling. And you don't even know your name. You know basic functions. You know these are your friends. But you can't speak. You can't take actions. Dwight got a 48. Mizia, 48. All of you. Mizia, you just unconscious. You you turn invisible, and so does everybody within 30 feet of you.
Great. That's going to be real great for somebody trying to help me.
Yep.
So,
You know what? Make a death saving throw, because this will determine whether you live or die. DC 15. You need a 15 or better.
well, let's try that again. Clear. Oh. All right, I'm going to roll this, and I'm going to roll again because I screwed that up. All right, so here we go. Clear all. DC 20. Or roll
D20.
D20. That's a 7.
Mijia's last magical act on this plane of existence is to turn everybody invisible. Who didn't I do? Gary.
42.
42. You are invisible. However, a rainbow-colored circle of force has surrounded you, and you have advantage on all dexterity saving throws, which is perfect, because as you clutch the amber phylactery of the Tyrannosaurus Lich, you hear a horrific explosion as the peaks of flame have erupted.
Oh, God.
And I need you all to make dexterity saving throws as massive magma boulders are crashing into the jungle around you in the form of a meteor swarm.
Do I automatically fail
3.
or no?
Yeah, you're not smart enough to do it.
I do know to get out of the way of flying fire. I
You
feel
have
like, or no?
basic reflexes, so you can. I'm gonna let you attempt this dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. Well, that didn't help much. I got a 4.
I failed.
21.
What'd you get? 21, you
21.
said?
Yeah.
Did anybody get anybody that who get over a 15?
Good job.
Did
guys.
everybody fail?
I got a 3.
Because this is fun to do, I'm grabbing in the last few moments here. For those that don't know, a meteor swarm does 20d6 of bludgeoning damage and 20d6 of fire damage.
Oh, my God.
So
2,
21
Gotta get the
four,
computer out. Let everybody
6,
go to your
8,
calculators.
10, 11,
Yeah,
Abacus.
83,
Oh
right?
my God, he's
12,
doing it with real
13,
freaking
14,
dice, too.
15,
Purist.
16, 17,
Hey.
18,
Got
19, 20. So the bludgeoning damage that comes in is going to be 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 57, 62, 68, 72. So if you failed, you take 72 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh, geez. 72 points of bludgeoning damage, and you take 36 if you succeeded, a 15 or higher. But then the fire comes in. That's going to be 24, 34, 44, 44, 50, 55, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So what's that? 61, 65, 71 points of fire damage. If you succeeded, you take 35 points of fire damage. What are your final thoughts
What?
that go through your
Did you like
mind
it?
right before these this eruption kills you all? Did anybody survive that?
No.
I did because I get a saving throw if I.
Oh,
go down
you get
a certain
indomitable, so you get to make a
What?
Constitution saving
Oh
throw, don't
my
you? Is that how
God,
that
you
works?
orc
Well,
No,
bastard.
it just comes back to
Yeah.
Oh
one.
no, you just okay. We're gonna come to Vorn last. Mijia, what is Mijia's last thought on this earth?
I'm going to make these bitches invisible.
It was like last
Tira, what is your last thought?
Tira would be like, "Oh, well, that old kid was hot. What a shame." And then
Callow, what is your last thought?
It's getting hot. I'm sweating like a sinner in church. And then gone.
Professor, your last thought.
The professor grips something in his pocket, and it seems to be a piece of paper that crinkles beneath his hand.
Oh no! You sentimental
Born.
bastard.
There is this moment where the camera is panning slowly across what was the jungle and is now added to the domain, the land of smoke and ash. Trees are burning. The ash covered cinders of the corpses of your allies lie around this area as Vorn, you stand to your feet holding the blood axe, and in the crumbling ashen hands of what was the professor, there sits a melted, slagged piece of amber and a burnt mosquito. But you know, Vorn, that you hold the soul of the Tyrannosaurus Lich in the blood axe. What do you do?
Vorn takes it in his hand. He looks at, like, he stands up with only like barely breathing, and he takes the stone and he crushes it as the remnants of whatever soul power was left kind of floats into the blood axe. And he says, Usurla, I will kill you for what you've done to my tribe and my family. I will find you and I will kill you. And he slaps the blood axe on his axe, like it attaches to his blood axe. And his skin, it was gray, but now it's completely charred and he's burned black. And he's bald. And his eyes are like just all covered with like burnt blood. So it looks like a mask that covers his whole face as he begins to walk out of the Armageddon forest of just burned woods and burned landscape that's leveled by himself.
And as an epilogue, as the camera begins to pull away from you, zooming faster and faster through the jungles to the north, all along the Sword Coast, racing up past Daggerford and Baldur's Gate, and further north up past the City of Splendors of Waterdeep, and even further north past Neverwinter and up through the port town of Luskin, over the Sword Mountains into the icy reaches of Icewind Dale, all the way to the Sea of Moving Ice, up to the top of Revel's End. We see the guard Tervis speaking into a sending stone and says, "Everything's taken care of here. I'm on my way home, Ursula, my darling."
Oh,
And that's where we're going to end this stream, this game, and the call to adventure with $5,000.99. We're doing the wrap up right now with all of these amazing people, because why should we go kick you guys out? We're going to celebrate together.
Congratulations!
Hey, Lloyd. Guess what? Lloyd? Guess what, Lloyd?
There was a point.
Glorious beard.
There was a point where
Oh my god.
where Lloyd was trying to offer the fact that if it went even one penny over 5,000, you still had to shave it. It was amazing when the offer was put up on Saturday that if we hit $3,000, you would shave your beard. That Chad actually revolted, and they countered. They took a vote and countered so that you could save your beard for 5,000.
Cannot believe it happened. I can't believe it.
I can't either. I will be honest with you. Jake and I talked about it Saturday morning, and I was like, what's a good number that will take all weekend to get to? 3,000. That's a good number. We got to it in a day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I got to I felt like I had to put the same number up. So I was like, I'll put 2,000 up, get to 5,000. We'll save the beard. Thinking the whole time, I'm going to have to shave my beard. I can't believe I have to shave my beard. And y'all did it. And I don't, words gone.
Aw.
Oh,
I've been doing big charity streams now. This is our 4th year. Really the first year was me working with some other folks on a different charity. Since that first year, partway through 2020, I went to Dwight and I said, hey, because Dwight was already doing the Lord's work in chat, helping out and keeping people motivated. And I just said, hey, do you want to officially join MTD with me? And of course he said yes. And Dwight has been absolutely instrumental in helping to keep all of these charity events, running things, keeping me on track behind the scenes. But this is the 4th year that we've done this. We've done a few little things here and there where we've helped out with other streamers. And we first partnered with Game to Grow. Thank you. It's so amazing that this all came about because Obo Lauren and V-Muse, they ran into Adam Davis at PAX Unplugged last year and had a conversation. And Adam was looking for somebody to help with their year-end event, which was, by the way, in 2 weeks. And so they reached out to us. And within 2 days, I was on the phone on a Zoom call with Adam Davis. We started talking to him. 2 weeks later, we ran a single event, the something jungle lost temple, whatever. I don't remember the adventure.
something jungle lost temple, whatever. Yeah.
We raised, because of a matching donation, in 2.5 hours, we raised $1,600 for Game to Grow.
Wow.
And so we started talking to him and said, hey, can we do this again? And that's kind of where this call to adventure came from. We also very quickly, Lloyd, the RLDM, reached out and said, I want to help. Please put me in, coach. And Dwight can tell you that one of the hardest things that I have is to give up control, to accept help. So it was very difficult for me to do, but I said, because Lloyd is an amazing graphic designer. I mean, look around us at this awesome overlay and the promo graphics and everything. That was all Lloyd. Lloyd did all of this. I gave him very minimal art direction and he took off with it and he knocked it out of the park with this amazing pixel art graphics. And he produced a game yesterday. He produced the Cole Sparks game yesterday. And Lloyd has just been in a game
last night.
And he was in a game last night. I want to say a thank you to all of our game masters and all of our players. There's no way I could call out right now all of the players, but I will absolutely be tagging you when I put the VODs up this week. But thank you to Adam Johns and Adam Davis, Dr. Kirk Honda, and Umberto from the Psychology in Seattle podcast on Friday night. They ran they hadn't played in 2 years, but you wouldn't have known it. It was a fun, hilarious game that was a battle of the bands. They were the band Moradin. And you got competition, Gary, because Umberto wrote a song in the final moments and sang a song to win the battle of the bands. That is clipped. And then on Saturday, we had our good friend, the amazing Neofat 3, run an all Jawas adventure that was incredible. Followed by, in that crew, most of that crew, if not all of them, they already play together in the Shadowport adventures. So they have an amazing dynamic. They brought in a couple of subs to play in that one. And then the absolutely amazing B. Dave Walters, who just a week before was DMing for some of the cast of Stranger Things, came over to us and ran an epic 20th level adventure that by the time the thing ended, and we're talking spell jamming, space vecna, all kinds of stuff, drawing from the deck of many things. Because of that, Tamiko's Goblin Murray is now a demigod. It's canon. And then I got to play in Darkhold, the potato heist, where a bunch of us raided a Zentarum Darkhold. We stole wyverns from the Blood Wyvern gang. Amelia from Game to Grow.
Game to Grow. Yep.
Unionized the wyverns, who later, singing a union song, came to rescue us as we stole the black potato, which was revealed to be Potato Vecna. A tale for another story, a story for another time. And then on Sunday, GM Cole Sparks came in and ran Dragons and Owls and Bears. Oh my! And it was just an incredibly fun, awesome adventure. And we were so excited because we met Cole like 2 or 3 years ago through these charity events as an audience member, and Cole came in and has become one of our best friends. So it was awesome to see her running that game on the channel. And another great friend and mainstay on MTD, Jeremy from Erasmus Expeditions, ran Black something under blue over
Black sails.
Black Hearts on
blue
Blue-
Black Hearts on
Black
Blue
Hearts
Seas.
on
We
Blue
keep trying to make
Seas.
them sails and they're not. They're Black Hearts on Blue Seas, an Erasmus Expeditions engine game that saw the pirates sailing on the Dwight's Oops and trying to stop a mutiny, basically. And then, of course, I ran our game on Thursday with the Dawnbringers crew, and then this game tonight with our Scribes and Scrolls crew. But none of this would have been possible without you, the MTD community. Look in that lower left-hand corner and look what you did. Look what you did. That's the awesomeness that you bring. Jeremy, Dwight, I looked up and I saw Jeremy's name again. Dwight and I have long said that we knew what you, the community, what the MTD community was capable of. And we've been talking behind the scenes this whole weekend. There's not a game that went by this weekend that we weren't laughing out loud. I kept checking to make sure my mic was muted because I kept laughing out loud at these games, wanting to interrupt them and just so they could hear me laughing or whatever, but I didn't want to interrupt them. This has been an amazing weekend. I cannot say it enough. Thank you to all of you in the audience. Thank you to all the GMs. Thank you to the players. And thank you, Dwight and Lloyd. Thank you to all of you who are the heart, the core of MTD. If Dwight doesn't stop me and say something, I'm just going to keep talking. Dwight, please take this mic from me and say something.
Thank you, Jake.
I mean, if I knew how to do that, I would have done it a long time ago. But yeah, we absolutely need to thank Jake, because none of this would be here if it wasn't for. I've been hanging out with Jake and doing stuff for a decade now. And Jake and I I don't think I have enough fingers and toes to count the projects, the cast aside projects that we've done in the last decade with podcasts and webcomics and just different things that we've tried. But starting off, I don't even know how many years ago it was, but when Jake launched Mini Train Domain, there was that thought at first that this was just another thing we're going to try out and see if it sticks, and then it did. But I think the real thing there was that Mini Train Domain's always been a genuine thing. It's never been something that was like, I want to go chase a fad, or everybody's doing podcasts now, so let's do a podcast. It was always Jake being genuine to himself. And then that grew into playing D&D together. Jake's the reason I played D&D. I'd never played before until I met Jake. And then it very quickly, I was like, this is cool. I love this. And we've worked on so many things where we just spitball ideas. And then he makes it sound like it was just this idea he had a couple of years ago to ask me to join. I was begging him to let me help for like 2 years before he finally came to his senses. But but again, it's a partnership that's worked really well because Jake's the creative engine behind Mini Train Domain, and then I can come in with more of the organizational stuff, and I think we fit really well together. And you gotta. I get it where this was his thing and he didn't want to let go of it, but he's worked really hard at understanding that, while controlling things is good from learning to trust quality people like this group. I know we've worked with Gary on a bunch of things before. We've got Lloyd that's been working with us here. You get quality people working with you, and you can make things even better. And it's really is a thing where the sum is greater. The group is greater than the sum of its parts. We all work together, and we make something that was amazing. If you had told me we were going to make $5,000 when we started, I would have been like, okay, cool, wait, pie in the sky, good job, get your big goal out there so we have something to reach for. No way I would have thought it was reasonable. We were talking, like $2,500 would be an awesome dollar figure to get at when we first started talking the Game to Grow a couple months ago, and we've just blown it out. So the community is amazing. The friends that we've made through this have been amazing. But again, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Jake. Jake started this. He's the engine that drives this. So we got to say big props to Papa Jake for doing all this. So
thank you,
Dad.
Stream Dad.
and I do want to acknowledge and say a huge thank you to you specifically, Gary. Because you also were helping us out behind the scenes. You were on standby to produce. You were associate producer. And Gary is somebody that I count among my closest friends because of one of the charities we did 2 years ago. I met Gary and Anthony through that charity. And they started streaming Sea of Thieves together, and I made a couple comments about, I like to play Sea of Thieves. Next thing I knew, for over a year, I was a part of the Sea of Thieves crew. I don't even know how it happened. I got shanghaied. But that's what this community is. We have all these amazing people, and we just keep meeting more. If you're in the chat and you're not already a part of the community, somebody's put the Discord link in there. We would love to have you.
Get your butt to the Discord.
It's
a good time.
Like Dwight said, we started this off with $1,000 goal by the end of the first day. As soon as we signed off, somebody dropped a donation that pushed us over 1,000. Day 2, we're like, all right, let's just do 3,000. And we threw out the challenges for Dwight's beard. We ended that day with like 3,200. And then we're like, all right, well, we got like 3 games left. Let's just push it to 5,000. People want to save Dwight's beard. And here we are. $5,000.99.
For the record, Dwight has the razor sitting on his desk.
Yeah,
like
Dwight was ready for that.
Ready.
I got a towel back there so I don't get all itchy. But now we don't have to. My wife's gonna be so happy when she wakes up in the morning. So
hey babe, guess what?
We this all of this money goes directly to Game to Grow. And however they choose to use that, we know a big part of what they do is that they'll use this for scholarships for people that can't afford to take their programs. And by our fuzzy math, it's got to be somewhere close approaching to 100 scholarships at least that this will cover. Again, they dropped in at the last second, but I want to give a shout out again to Scott Yules and the Not AtCon crew. They ran a little streaming convention from the Absolute Tabletop group, played a bunch of games. They charged a very small optional registration fee where $5 of that would go. They raised $100, dropped in at the beginning of this stream and threw that in. $100 that they raised in their event, and just when they realized we were doing this together said, oh, hey, well, we're going to donate to your charity too.
Make sure that they know if they had not done that.
Yeah, they
I
saved your
would've shaved
bacon.
my
They saved your
beard,
beard.
Right?
There's so many people, but yeah, we can say that they are responsible for saving your beard.
Literally every donation can claim that.
Yeah,
When we squeak
literally.
by 99 cents.
So we're gonna actually end here. I'm just gonna say one more thing. We're gonna stick around as we sign off, because we're gonna send a raid over to our good friend Tilda Lou. Tilda Lou is playing Stardew Valley. I adore Tilda Lou. I think Tilda Lou is an amazing personality. Also has quite a fun community, and oftentimes she will stop what she's doing, depending on what she's doing. Will stop what she's doing to watch a clip from whoever just rated her. And it's so much fun. But it looks like she's actively playing Stardew right now. So, and she'll probably ask, hey, what were you guys up to? So let her know what you, the MTD community, did. I'm going to sign off here shortly.
Are you?
And just cry tears of joy at this amazing community. So
Aw.
we're going to go ahead. I'm going to get this raid starting to trigger up here. But again, thank you to everybody in the audience. Thank you, Dwight, Brooke, Cari, Ricky, and Gary, without whom this would have been me talking to myself for a couple of hours. We're going to end this stream and this charity event the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want.
Legendary.